Welcome back to Us Against Everything, a podcast where we question everything.
Except whether we landed on the moon or not.
I mean, you're not wrong though. And moon crabs. Moon crabs.
You and these moon crabs.
We're going to talk about moon crabs today. That's all I care about. This episode is going to be called Moon Crabs, not even Artemis. We did land on the moon, and we said what we said. At least I said what I said. And honestly, this is wild because we just did a moon landing episode and had absolutely no idea. I mean, we could have Googled it, but whoops. We had no idea that Artemis was about to become like a whole thing.
I think we're just so busy with everything going on in our lives that it's hard to keep up with everything. But I did see that they were going to be sending a rocket up there, and then like a couple days later it happened.
Wild. You said it. You were like, there's a moon landing happening. And I was like, what are you talking about?
And then I was kind of sad because when I looked more into it, then I was like, wait, they're not actually landing on the moon. They're just going on the other side of the moon that we never went to, which also was stupid and a waste of time.
And you know what else is bullshit? NASA did not brief us. Although if they did want to, our DMs are open. Just saying.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that it was stupid we went to the other side. I'm saying it's stupid we didn't stop.
It is stupid. We should have stopped and smelled the roses.
Right. You've never been to that side, so why wouldn't you want to land and see? Because you might see these moon crabs.
They are trying to do things safely. Back in the 50s, we didn't think of that. We are always up for moon or space secrets, but seriously, the timing is kind of crazy. We do one episode defending the moon landing, and then suddenly, boom, Artemis II. It's almost like we manifested that shit.
They were like,
hold my beer. This is America.
Right? They were like, fuck, somebody else is about to go up there. We need to make sure we do it first. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised, though, babe, if you accidentally summoned a space mission.
I wish I could have been the one to be on the space mission.
What if you did, though? Like, what if we get an opportunity like that?
I would go.
Okay.
Immediately. Yes. Like in Project Hail Mary, where they're like, well, you're the only one who can do it, so you have to do it. I'd be like, okay.
Well, you manifest that. I'm going to manifest our grocery bill going down, getting cheaper.
After the store today.
So, again, as we said, we are covering our favorite place, the moon, and we're going to be talking about Artemis II. So for those of you who do not know about the Artemis II journey, so this Artemis II mission is basically like a modern day version of Apollo 8, but with upgraded technology, apparently a longer duration, and a lot more testing built in. Now, the crew, Reed Wiseman, he was the commander, Victor Glover, the pilot, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen, and might I add, Jeremy, Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Canada, baby. That made me so happy.
That made me very happy, too. I was like, yes, put a Canadian up there. And then the first black astronaut to go up there.
Ding, ding,
and
ding.
And then the first woman to go up there. I was like, yes, this is a great, great crew here.
It was beautiful. Like, to say the least. The pick was perfect. The only thing I would have changed in the pick is maybe adding in a dog.
That would have been great. They've sent animals up there before. Several have gone up. So they could have sent a dog.
Maybe even a lizard, like just an animal of some sort.
Well, there was a dog, there was a cat, a monkey. So there was like a few animals that have gone up there.
The launch site was Kennedy Space Center. Now, the rocket basically does this whole thing. And what's crazy to me is that this process just seems so dangerous. We're taking bits and pieces of this rocket. Like the rocket starts off as this big, huge thing. I wonder where they came up with the shape of a rocket. And then they put it in the air. Parts of it just keep falling off.
Yep.
And then as they come back and they're not landing in Florida. No, no, no. We're landing in California, and we're going to land in a big body of water. And then we're going to do a whole like rescue mission in addition to that. Make the astronauts wait in this pod for hours on end with no bath. It's mind-blowing.
Absolutely, which is why I always say we need to get in touch with the aliens on a good note so we can do this much easier.
Yes.
We could just zap in and out of the orbits and then like float there. We don't need to go crash landing in the middle of the ocean because we're a ball of fire.
Yeah, and I didn't realize, like, in my very ignorant mind, I didn't realize that like this thing was falling apart and then coming back in the smallest piece of it. I had no idea, so I learned a lot. Anyway, like Landon said, this was a lunar flyby. And that means that they did not land on the moon. They performed a distant retrograde orbit style flyby, which apparently means like 4,600 miles above the moon. They have officially been named the people that have gone the furthest from the Earth than any humans have ever traveled.
That is absolutely true.
That's also the part that was really scary, is their safe return, because if this fucked up, we would have not only lost 4 people, Artemis III would not be happening.
I think it would happen, just not when they're trying to do it. It wouldn't be so soon because they would have to redo all of the plans for Artemis III because it failed. And they'd have to figure out those fail safeties.
Absolutely. And what's really cool is the crew passed behind the moon. So the parts that we don't get to see. There was actually like a communication blackout where Earth happens briefly as well. And that apparently is like the most intense part psychologically.
Yeah, because you're cut off from everybody and everything.
Deep space, no direct contact. Yeah, I would have that kind of anxiety driving down a road in the desert out here, let alone in space.
Right. That was basically like in Project Hail Mary. He went where there was no connection. He could only send videos back to Earth.
What a good movie. What, like, if you guys have not seen this, man, oh man, if it's still in your theaters near your home, go to it, because holy shit, you cannot capture that on just a regular television the way you can in a movie theater. Now, apparently they were like slingshotted back to Earth. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's so wild. How is that even? What if you miss?
No missing. The calculations, the math, the science, all has to be correct. Then Artemis 3 would be postponed until they can figure out the science and math of how to make it correct.
Oh my God. It makes me sick to my stomach just hearing those words, slingshot back to Earth. Like, my biggest fear, like falling from a distance.
Have you ever been on that ride?
What ride?
At the like theme parks, the slingshot?
No.
Oh, I went on it.
I will never go on a
and you're like, you get in the little ball and it's like held, and then they release it and you go you fly up in the air.
Oh my God, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Hell no. And even watching the people freak me out. But we made it back. We did the splashdown and re-entry. You know, the heat shield faces extreme temperatures. That also, like, if you don't die from falling, you could die from burning.
5,000 degrees Celsius.
Oh my God, what's worse? Being in the Titan? Being sucked into death?
I think that's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in the middle of the ocean with all that water and all them deadly animals, and you're just like combust like a whipped cream container. Like you just suck in and all of your body and bones and everything just liquefy.
Oh my God. I mean, you would liquefy burning as well, wouldn't you not?
Well, your bones, because they're in the ocean, even if they let's say, were on fire before they hit the ocean would cool it down so rapidly that at least there would be skeletal remains. Unlike the Titan, there was no remains. People need things to like remember somebody by, right? Like now people can just go to the ocean and that's where they're going to have to like pay their condolences because their body was liquefied versus if this happened, which it didn't, they would at least be able to extract these people's bones from the ocean and then put them, give them back to their families.
I feel like it was incredibly hot in there.
Of course it is. It's very hot. 5,000 degrees Celsius on the outside. They were a flaming ball of fire. It's like the sun ripped a piece of itself off and threw it back to the earth. Like, that's basically what it was.
And they did this in record time, 10 days. That's it. That's not even 2 weeks.
Quick trip, like I said, to the Quickie Mart.
So the Flyby is basically like...
It's basically the ultimate test drive.
Oh, okay. To basically make sure that everything is okay?
Yes.
So, like, this is NASA saying, before we do bigger things, before we try landing again, before we start talking lunar bases and Mars, can we run the system? I guess it sounds reasonable, right?
We should have already been able to do this.
I see. Okay. I think that it was smart of them to do this, but what I don't understand is why it's going to take them so long in between journeys. I guess because they have to rebuild this new rocket, right?
Well, rebuilding the rocket, and then if they need other things, I mean, the next time they go up there, they want to start like building stuff. So now also maybe potentially sending stuff up there to start maybe building a greenhouse or something up there that they can monitor to see how things will.
Yeah, I do believe that. I believe that although we are doing this flyby, then we're going to be landing but not getting out. And then the third trip is going to be getting out and walking around. But there are absolutely bigger reasons we're doing this. We're not just doing this for fun or to educate ourselves. We are doing this for a sole purpose. And we'll talk about that a little later. So do we have any information on Artemis II so far?
So possibly a moon landing again, a longer mission, maybe lunar infrastructure, maybe a Mars prep.
What's a Mars prep?
Maybe to go to Mars, which from my understanding, very, very hot there. That would be crazy. I know we've sent stuff up to Mars. We have sent like little droids and stuff like that up there. There was like this weather thing that finally sent its last transmission not too long ago. And the only reason it stopped working because it was solar powered was because all the dust on Mars, it's kind of like the desert. All the dust just like getting on there and nothing to help clean it off. So now scientists getting that information right back to them and those photos back to them, they can maybe make something that could wipe the dust off of it, like a sweeper that can automatically come up from underneath it and sweep all that dust off, like that goes around. And
I mean, that makes sense on all of that. So this next thing with the Artemis III, it will be the first humans back on the moon in 50 plus years. They're going to be going to the moon's south pole. Apparently, it's got water ice, which is huge for the future missions. Apparently, there's
a water source.
It's a water source, okay. A permanent shadow and sunlight zone. And there's a key to long-term lunar living.
So there's permanent shadow and sunlight zones, which is basically like our sun, but it would be lunar sun in the galaxy. Sunny, and the sun stays up for like 6 months.
And it's so dark there too.
Well, yeah, because you're in the middle of space. But those sunlight zones would be like what they're talking about with lunar living. That's why they need to go over there, because there is a source of water that hasn't gone away since the first time they went up there with the Apollo, and they saw that there was water, but they didn't know if it was water or what it was, but it's still there. So they have done tons of testing and have realized it is a water source. Even though it's glacier water, we could warm it up somehow and use it to create life. If there's a water source, we can continue to pull from that water.
Well, this is going to be pretty fucking cool because listen to this. There are so many reasons we're going up there. Although people don't believe this, we're going to be going back for the moon curiosity. We want to know what the water is on the moon. Like, can humans live on this long term? Are we building a moon base? I absolutely believe all of those things are happening.
Absolutely.
They want to advance the tech side of things because they want to make a starship next instead of what they're doing with ping-ponging back to the Earth. They also want to see if something huge can land there without disrupting it as well.
Did you ever see that movie, Xenon Girl of the 21st Century?
I think so. It's been a minute, though. I don't remember much of it.
Well, they basically live up on this like space station, this ginormous space station. They just orbit around. I am surprised that we haven't done that yet. I've seen talks of like, I think it's either China or Japan right now. They're trying to build a ginormous space station to send 5,000 people up into space to live.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I believe this is all going to happen, though. Maybe not today, tomorrow, the next couple of years, but I feel it's going to happen. And then, of course, the UFO side of things. They want to explore on the moon. And why the South Pole specifically? I feel like that area has a lot of what we need. I mention this often. There's like a plant that we got back in the day that had like healing properties, and we brought it back trying to like basically recreate it. We healed somebody with some major health related issues, and we were only able to heal this one person. And that's why we tried to recreate it, and it hasn't happened. Another thing that I think is part of this plan as well. And then here's the most exciting piece of it for me, the moon crabs. Landon doesn't think they're moon crabs. I do. They are little crabs. They have little legs. They're like white in color. They blend into the moon. Like, so they can camouflage and hide and look like a spot or just like a rock. And these moon crabs, I believe we saw them. We have pictures of them, and we are bringing them back to Earth, or they've been brought back to Earth, not the crabs themselves yet, but the photos, and we want to know more. I believe these things also have healing properties as well.
I think they're aliens.
You think they're aliens?
Yes, I think it's like remember on the movie Aliens?
Yeah.
When they come out of the eggs and they're that little white, creepy crab looking thing.
Okay, yeah, but these are
and
cute.
Then they ingest, and then they turn into the big one, the black one, once they take over their host.
Oh my, no. Okay, well, creepy.
What if it is a type of alien life that starts out like that and like gets bigger somehow?
Well, it's possible, but the moon crabs that I am seeing, they have these like beady little eyes. They can see us very easily, and then they hide. They that's why they look like crabs to me. They've got crab-like hands, and then they can put their body down real quick and hide underneath their big shell that looks like a rock. And they are hella important, and we apparently want to get our hands on them too. So there's that.
Always want to get our hands on everything.
Now let's talk about Mars here as well. So Mars is the long-term goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Mars' lower orbit. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare yourself for atmospheric re-entrance. Our final destination is Novo Chicago Megapolis, Tharsis Plato, Mars Colony.
They said that it was habitable, and there is a water source there. And just to get into the face of Mars, there's like a fire force field around it.
Well, okay, listen to their plans for Mars. You ready for this? It's going to take them 6 to 9 months one way to get to Mars. Astronauts are going to stay for months there or even longer, then return when the planet aligns again. So apparently the planet, they have to wait for the alignment and then come back.
The other problem with the life on Mars is there is a deep force field around it of radiation. So much radiation it would kill somebody instantly.
Well, I think they're trying to work past all of that. Then Mars apparently is also way harder. There's no quick return like from the moon. The communication delays, apparently they can be up to 20 minutes, which apparently is really significant. And that's kind of scary. You had mentioned the extreme radiation exposure. That's also a big concern.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get cancer tenfold instantly within seconds and die.
And there's no existing infrastructure over there either. Basically, right now, we're just testing habitats and life support systems, studying long-term human health in space, and we're also going to be doing robotic missions preparing as well.
The last time that there was any sort of possibility of life on Mars was 3.5 billion years ago. Mars was a warmer, wetter environment, but it is no longer that way. It is now a desert and flaming hot and full of radiation now. But they believe there may be some sort of microbial life up there, and that's about it.
Well, that's pretty damn cool, honestly. So the really cool thing about this Artemis III thing that's going to be happening is they're actually aiming to get out there earlier than their time of July of 2027.
That's crazy. Now, I was actually looking up some things. Now, apparently, Mars is a much colder temperature up there instead.
Great. So,
but still desert-like. So, like the cold desert.
Desert, but freezing. That's a really bizarre energy. I could only imagine what a desert but cold would be. It seems unnatural.
That's what I'm saying.
Our Mars trip, the plan is for the early 2030s, which is not that far away.
Nope, only a few years.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. So I'll tell you my feels on all of this. I believe Artemis 3, will come back. No problems. I don't believe we will have any issues, even with the landing, everything. I do feel, though, they will do something whilst on the moon that they're not supposed to. Somebody's going to get in trouble for doing something.
Oh, I'm going to be a bad boy.
Because it's going to be all aired, right? So there's going to be an instance where somebody does something bad. But anyways, then they come back safely. No one gets hurt. Nothing's going to happen. One of them may have like health complications.
They're going to fight an alien.
Can you imagine? I don't think they're going to fight an alien. I don't even think they're going to have any weapons. How are they going to protect themselves in the space? They'll be doing like jujitsu.
That's what I mean. He might try to punch an alien or something.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, not my vibe I was feeling. I was feeling like he's just going to break a rule, like don't touch this, and he's going to touch it. Like that's the vibe I'm picking up on.
Don't touch the aliens.
I believe, like I said, they'll make it safe back. Then the next one, the one that I've been hearing about is called the Blue Moon.
Could be. I guess we'll have to see.
So once we get to the part where we actually go into Mars, this is going to be an intense one. I believe it's going to be a team of like 6 people. I feel like they're going to figure something out to add an additional 2 people. You know, it's going to obviously take almost a year for them to get there. We're going to have this like constant communication. They're always going to be going live. It's going to be very irritating for them, but it's going to be magnificent. But for some reason, I feel like this mission is not going to go the way they expect it to, and they may lose this set of astronauts.
Damn, I was going to say they're going to have to leave one behind. But guess they're going to leave all 6 behind.
I don't know if they're all going to die, but something tells me something's going to happen. They might even have a rescue mission, but how are we going to rescue somebody who's 6 to 9 months away from us?
Yeah, we wouldn't make it.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
I guess that's also the thing that you sign up for when you go and do these missions is the possibility that you will be lost in space.
So by 2035, 2036, I just feel like there's going to be some sort of tragedy. And then I do feel like they're going to try again, but they're going to try something else. But I feel like I'm getting Titan energy again through this. Same energy. A cocky energy, specific materials being used, could have been avoided death. We're going to figure that out. We're going to blame somebody. He won't die, but he'll be like one of the world's hated men at that point.
Hopefully it's Elon Musk.
I mean, he does have gray hair. His face kind of looks shiny.
By 2030 something, he's definitely going to have gray hair. And he also has his hand in building rocket ships.
Right. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Elon.
He's also extremely arrogant and cocky, and why most of his spaceships keep blowing up is because he's not spending the money on the materials that he should.
There's going to be one astronaut that's going to be made like, how do I say this, like famous energy? I don't know if it's going to be an actual celebrity, but there is famous energy when it comes to being on. So that might also be.
You didn't see Jeff Bezos is going up next?
I don't think so.
No, that he's already put himself in a space suit and everything. He wants to go up next.
I mean, it's possible. I am seeing that there's going to be a celebrity that's going to bitch and try to get onto this particular space mission, and they're going to get it, but they're going to be part of the people that need to be saved.
Apparently he already has a spaceship.
I mean, okay, he has a spaceship, but maybe he's the one. Who knows? All I know is it's going to be a man who is a celebrity who's going to bitch and complain, pay the high dollars to go up to space. And you know what? He could probably be even the person that causes the problem. Either way, it seems like it's going to be a catastrophe, and I am scared for the people. But then when we're really old, we'll turn it around and do something else when it comes to Mars again. But Mars will happen, and we will have, like, you know how I talked about the digital, like, living rooms and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have the opportunity to walk in their shoes whilst they're on Mars.
That'll be crazy.
Right? I'm excited for it. And of course, we have to get into the conspiracy side of it, because what would we call it if there wasn't a conspiracy about moon landings?
It'd be pretty fucking boring.
They are already suggesting that this is a fake situation. It's all filmed in a studio again, specifically Hollywood Studios in Florida.
Imagine that they have nothing else to be doing right now except faking the moon landings over and over again all the time.
And apparently NASA is using modern CGI and green screens instead of actually sending people around the moon.
I would have believed it more back in the day than now. Like, we definitely have the technology to be doing stuff like going to the moon and stuff like that now.
Apparently, the astronauts are paid actors and actresses, even though I haven't seen them on the recent hepatitis commercial.
And also, there's so many pictures circulating the internet right now of Christina, the female astronaut, since she was little, always dressing as an astronaut and all through her career, like doing all kinds of things.
And like even the Canadian, Jeremy, another actor. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. So they took a Canadian and they're like, we're going to pay you to pretend to go to the moon for the USA.
Another thing they were saying is they won't actually go around the moon. They're just going to stay low in Earth's orbit and pretend it's a lunar mission.
Yes, because again, they've trained their whole lives to do absolutely nothing.
That would be such a waste of fucking money.
That's what I'm saying. A waste of money, a waste of time.
Making this beautiful rocket to just lie and fake us out. I mean, they want to fake us out on a lot of things, but a moon landing, not one of them.
And again, they're also probably trying to do all this and show all this, obviously to distract from other things that they actually are trying to cover up.
Oh, this is great too. We don't have the technology anymore. We lost the ability to go to the moon after Apollo.
Yeah, okay. Because just like that other comment where space just isn't real at all in general.
Oh yeah, that lady that came into our lives suggesting that space was just an illusion. The moon wasn't real. It's apparently like a green screen or something.
Space in general is just not real. So we're just like randomly a random planet, and we're the only planet.
Okay, well, how about this one? Radiation would kill them instantly.
Maybe if they were going to Mars.
And apparently watching their body language because something is off with their body language.
They are floating around in zero gravity.
Apparently they look nervous, like they're lying.
When? When they were talking to Nod Dump, because who would want to talk to him? And who wouldn't be nervous? He's probably like, I have a button and I'm going to press it if you do not laugh at my next joke. And you're going to go kaboom.
Oh my God. You know what? He probably would do something.
He would, because
like
he's a toddler. Like, so of course he would.
Last conspiracy. It's all a distraction from the Epstein files.
Well, that's a tough one. I believe, like I was saying earlier, I do believe that they're shoving all of this in our face to give us something to focus on and think about to distract us from those files. But I don't think that they did it to distract from the files. Like, I think obviously NASA has their own plans, and there's other world leaders that are in on all of this. Hence, obviously Canada going up there and everything. Like, they have other fish to fry. They're worried about continuing on their projects.
And this is the day, by the way, guys, we recorded this on the day that Nod Dump was at some sort of dinner. I don't really know why.
The commissioner's dinner.
I don't give a fuck.
Anyways,
there was another pew-pewing, shooting.
Now, that one, I 1,000,000% believe that is a distraction and that was a stage setup.
I think so too. We're going to find out much more.
The only president in the history of the United States to have this many hits on him and attempted assassinations. The only one.
I think he enjoys it. But my favorite
But think about all these other assassinations. Every single other president who's been assassinated, one time, one bullet, dead, gone immediately. This dude just escaped several times. What?
My favorite part of it was that he didn't even try to reach for his wife. Nothing. He wasn't even looking in the direction.
Well, she's a robot. She'll survive.
That's true. The fembot. I wonder why the robot wasn't hanging out with her, next to her.
I don't know. Maybe they got into a fight because they're both trying to be the superior being. The fifth element.
Hear me out. What if the robot was in the background and the robot is the one that did the pew-pewing? But anyways, those are the conspiracies. But anyways, did you have any other questions for me about Artemis 2, 3, 4, 15?
Any questions? No, I didn't.
Well, I did want to mention a couple of things. The life form as well. I do believe that over the next couple of months, we're going to be hearing a lot about UFOs. The reason things have not been exposed yet, because Nod Dump said that he was going to be releasing some stuff, but he's having like meetings about it. They want to position these UFOs in a scary light to us.
Of course they do, because they want us to be fearful of them and not want to work with them or be nice to them or whatever, because they want the control.
Exactly. So they're going to try to position it where they're not friendly energy. They're really going to position it in the way of like Independence Day movie, you know?
Of course they are sick freaks.
Right. So just kind of keep that in mind when they
just know I stand with the aliens.
And then the other thing, I don't know if he's going to go off script or not, but I mean, he does this all the time. But I keep seeing him saying something like, we're good friends. If you guys like, you know, try to hurt me, like they might hurt you. Like I feel like he's going to make it seem like him and the UFOs are BFFs.
Like he always does.
Right. And like I just see him just saying some really fucked up shit about it. So yeah. Anyways, expect UFO information to be outdated, outsourced, back in the like earlies. We even have UFO details. I'd say that even like go back to like the early 1900s that we are going to talk about as well. And I cannot wait, because once some of this information is posted, I want us to do a breakdown, but I want us to tell the real story, not the government story.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree. I definitely think it's going to be like back in the day, like the first, from the 60s, from the 40s. That's the stuff they're going to show us. And it's like, we already know that's real. Like, where is the current day stuff? That's what I want to know. I don't give a shit about any of the past stuff.
I think they're going to talk a lot about like Area 51 back in the day. Roswell. They're going to definitely
That's what I'm saying, from Roswell in those days, which is way back in the 40s.
I want to hear all of that stuff too, but I want to hear the new stuff as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, great, you're admitting that it happened. That's fine, but let's not stop there. Basically, let's talk about the stuff that is currently happening.
Exactly, like moon crabs. Like, I want to hear about my moon crabs. I don't want to not hear about them. I want to hear about them and people be like, wow, Liz, you talked about them first. I think that is everything for today. Our next episode is going to be another If I Had a Quarter, because I have so many of these questions, it's actually unreal.
I actually do have a question.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that we are going to put life up on the moon or Mars, and will we be in contact with aliens or UFOs at that point in time?
Yes and yes. So I feel like when we get to 30, 35, in and around the time that we explode the people in Mars, heading to Mars, I feel like that's when we're really going to just, okay, you got us, guys. Help us make a spacecraft so we can pop in and out and go quick. And I feel like that's when we'll actually accept the help. But yes, I do feel like it'll happen.
It'll probably be under a woman president.
Oh, the only way. And then after that, Landon and I want to do the Disney Magic Kingdom Park and the secrets behind closed doors there.
In the underground tunnels.
Oh, all of that. We're going to be covering, that's only part one. We have so much information on this, that'll only be a part one. So I cannot wait to share everything we have on that too. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. And Artemis, thank you for bringing back our astronauts, especially the Canadian and the woman. It's always
us against everything.